Are you considering League City, Texas your next home? Well, let me take you on an interactive Google Maps tour to show you exactly what living in League City, Texas is really like. We're gonna cover the major roads here in League City, the commute times to key destinations like downtown Houston and the airports, and we're gonna even dive into some of the school districts here in League City as well. Stay tuned because this virtual tour is going to help you decide if League City fits your lifestyle or not. So let's jump on over to my computer screen and get started. All right guys, you can see that I have the Houston map pulled up. Now, obviously you can Google where League City, Texas is located, but if you don't know the way of the land, you're not really gonna know what you're looking at. You're just gonna be looking at a map with no reference points, and you're gonna be lost in the sauce. So let me tell you about the major roads here first, and then we'll move on to key destinations and commute times. Okay, so League City, Texas is gonna be south of 45. So we have League City right here where it's highlighted, where I can hover over it. So one thing I want you to know is that League City, so we have 45 south. So this is I-45, it's gonna take you all the way to Galveston Island down here, and then it's gonna take you all the way up into the Houston area and then up north of Houston. But one thing I do want you to note is that League City is going to be separated from west to east. So the east side of League City is going to be the east of 45, the east side of 45. The west side of League City is going to be over here on this side, and this is going to be West League City. Now, West League City is pretty much the newer side of League City. That's where you're going to find the majority of your new construction going on in League City. And on the east side of 45, or East League City, that is where the historic downtown League City is going to be located, right off of Main Street or 518. And that's where everything was originally founded, over there on the east side of 45. Okay, let's zoom in and let me show you the major roads here in the League City area. So the first road that I want you to know about is going to be Main Street. That's going to be 518. That's going to go straight from Pearland to Friendswood. It's going to come over here and cross 45, and then you're going to go into the downtown side of League City. So you can see right here, it goes straight in the heart of downtown League City. So that's Main Street or FM 518. And 518 will take you all the way down to 146, which is over here by the bay. You have Kima over here, Seabrook, and then you have South Shore Harbor, which is a very popular neighborhood in League City. And then there's another road that's gonna be coming from right here. So we have 528. Now 528 also comes from the Friendswood area, but as soon as you cross over 45, it's gonna be NASA Bypass or NASA Parkway. This really isn't considered League City at all, really, but it's gonna be a road that you're pretty much gonna be using on a regular basis. And then of course, we're going to have Egret Bay. Now Egret Bay is gonna come down through here just like that. And then it's gonna keep going. You can either come down this way to 146 or keep stretching down on this direction to get to 646 or 96. And then we're gonna have a road called League City Parkway or 96, which basically starts right here, and it's gonna keep going, and it's gonna keep going through here, all the way up through there to 146. So you can see you have pretty much, a ton of different access points to get to I-45, to maybe even get over here to 146 to the Kima or to the Bay area. You have access to get down into Galveston, pretty easy in and out access, a lot of major thoroughfares here. And then we have what's called Highway 3. Highway 3 is gonna be this road right here. Now Highway 3 was originally, it actually comes down here a little bit. Now, Highway 3 is Old Galveston Road. That is what travelers used to use before I-45 was built. Now, one thing I want to mention is how close you are to everything surrounding your area. So over here, you have new construction on the west side of I-45, so the west side of League City over here off League City Parkway. So you have Magnolia Creek, which is another neighborhood that is very well known, but a lot of new construction is really going to be down in this general area for League City. But again, one thing I want to tell you is you're close to everything. So regardless of where you live over here, whether you live in League City or you live in Friendswood, or you find something in Webster or even in the Clear Lake area. By the way, this is all the Clear Lake area is what we call it. But anyways, you are super close to really everything. Like there's all kinds of stuff to do. So we have chicken and pickle. So it's pickleball if you like having fun playing pickleball, and their food is freaking awesome, by the way. And then if we zoom in next to pickleball, we should have Top Golf. Yep, there it is right there. So we have Top Golf. Super fun place to go to, have a great time out there. And then we also have a newest addition to the Webster area, which is Great Wolf Lodge. It's a water park and a resort kind of all in one. And then residents actually get a nice little residence pass as well. So check out Great Wolf Lodge if you're ever in the area, but there is so much to do here in this general area right off of 45. tons of different places to eat. We have Main Event over here, which is a nice little spot to definitely take the kids to. It's kind of like a Dave and Buster's. And then we have the Cinemark, which is really cool. This movie theater has the reclining seats that go way back. Really cool. You can order food and all that good stuff. So very, very fun, very popular area. There's a lot to do here. That's just kind of barely even scratching the surface of what's available right here in this general area off of 45 close to League City. All right, let's talk about some commute time. So how far your drive or how long your drive is going to be depending on where you work, if you work in the city of Houston or if you're working in League City. Whatever. So here's some good reference points for you. So if you live in League City and you work in downtown Houston, let's go ahead and cover that. So I got downtown Houston plugged in here. Let's do our starting point. It's going to be League City. It's probably going to pull up where historic downtown League City is. And it takes us roughly 30 minutes to get there, and it's almost 25 miles to get to downtown Houston. Now, keep in mind, the traffic is, depending on your commute time or whenever you're leaving the house, your traffic is either going to be even worse than this. So I would at least plan for 30 to 45 minutes, depending on the hour of the day that you do drive to downtown Houston. Okay, so if you work in the medical center, let's see how far your drive is from League City all the way up to the Texas Medical Center, which is kind of southwest a little bit, maybe more south of downtown Houston. So let's go ahead and type in the Texas Medical Center, Houston, see how long our drive is. About 30 minutes, so still the same. It's a little bit more mileage-wise, 26.8 miles to get there, but nonetheless, it's still about the same time, about 30 minutes to get to the Texas Medical Center. Now, League City also has a lot of its own hospitals or even nearby hospitals. Like there's Houston Methodist over there in the Clear Lake area, right off of NASA Road 1. And then they also have UTMB, which is a pretty big hospital campus over there in League City, right off of 45. It's actually a newer facility. So let's see how long the drive would be from, downtown League City to maybe UTMB. So if maybe you're transferring over to UTMB in League City. All right, so I plugged this one in and looks like UTMB is giving me a 51-minute walk from downtown League City, but it's really only 2.5 miles to get there from downtown League City all the way over here to the UTMB campus, which is only a 7-minute drive or 2.5 miles. Now let's talk airports. So there are two major airports here in the Houston region. We have Hobby, or William P. Hobby, and then we have Bush. So the closest airport to you, if you are going to be on the south side of Houston, is going to be Hobby Airport. And Bush, the Intercontinental Airport, is way up north. So let's see the drive times or the commute times to get to Hobby Airport first. So I'll go ahead and plug in William P. Hobby Airport from League City, Texas, and it takes about 20 minutes. It's really a straight shot. Once you get onto 45, you're gonna keep going 45 past the Beltway, and then here is Hobby Airport. So it's only about a 16.2 mile drive, and it takes about 20 minutes to get there. Now, I would say this is actually pretty reasonable when it comes to about a 20-minute drive, because you're not really entering in the inner city just yet to get to your destination. A lot of the traffic is really gonna be congested over here, the 45 and 610 area, and then whenever you start to get on 45, right over here in the downtown area. So traffic really gets backed up pretty much regardless of what hour of the day that you drive. But if you're just entering into the inside of the Beltway, which is this outer loop right here, your traffic really isn't that bad. So I would say this is a pretty good estimation, about 20 minutes from League City to get to William P. Hobby Airport. Now let's show the big airport, the Intercontinental Airport, which is all the way on the north side of Houston. So let me go ahead and plug that in right now. We'll do Bush Intercontinental, George Bush Intercontinental Airport. There we go. And it's given us two different options. It's a 41.3 mile drive or a 43.7 mile drive. You can either take the Beltway, or you can take 45 to get there, or you can take, looks like 45 to 610 to, that's probably, Hardy Toll Road. So yeah, you have multiple options here, but I would definitely say 45 minutes to an hour, depending on when you drive or get there. If you're leaving in the morning time, go ahead and plan for at least a minimum of a 1-hour drive from League City all the way to George Bush Intercontinental Airport. So if you're in the mood to get your toes all up in the sand and go visit the beach, well, you're in luck, because there's a beach nearby League City. It's called Galveston Island, if you haven't heard of it. But don't get your hopes up. The water isn't like Myrtle Beach or something like that. Okay, it's not really all that great of a color. But hey, at least you still have the option. So let's plug in the numbers and see how long it's gonna take to get to Galveston Island. So we have League City, Texas pulled up. We're gonna go ahead and just do Galveston. It's gonna take us to downtown Galveston. And it's about a 30-minute drive to get to downtown Galveston. The beaches are over here as well. So yeah, 30 minutes is a pretty good number. I think that's interesting. So League City is really is centrally located between Galveston Island and downtown Houston. I mean, you still have a 30-minute drive to get to downtown Houston or a 30-minute drive to get to Galveston Island. So when we say centrally located, that is true. That is a very true statement. League City is very central compared to, you know, wherever everything else is, downtown Houston or downtown Galveston Island, to get your toes in the sand and whatnot. But yeah, you are pretty close. You're kind of right there in that center point. Makes things easy, rather than if you had lived, you know, maybe all the way up north Houston, and maybe one day you did want to go to, you know, go to Galveston Island for whatever reason. That's going to be at least a minimum of an hour drive to get there, probably even further than that. Maybe an hour and 30 minutes if you live, let's say, in the Woodlands. So League City is a really great place to call home. And speaking of school districts, the main district here in League City is going to be what's called Clear Creek ISD, or CCISD for short. And roughly there's about 6 high schools. They do have another kind of high school that's more of an alternative high school, but they have 6 high schools here. And I've got them on the map right here that I want to show you how they are scattered out throughout the city of League City, or even Clear Creek ISD basically. So 6 high schools here on the map for Clear Creek ISD. We have right here, this is going to be Clear Brook High School. Then we have this one's Clear Springs. Then we have another one right here next to 45, which is Clear View. We have another one in Clear Lake, which is Clear Lake High School. And then we have Clear Creek High School. That's the majority of where a lot of people from League City are going to be going to. And then we have another one called Clear Falls High School. So there are 6 high schools here in the area. I got them on the map so you can kind of visualize where they're at compared to maybe if you've identified a specific area, part of League City that you want to move to, or a specific neighborhood. You can see where these high schools are on the map. One thing I do want to note too, there is another district that will kind of like protrude into the city of League City, for example. So there's a very popular neighborhood called Tuscan Lakes, and Tuscan Lakes is going to be, depending on which section that you live in Tuscan Lakes, you're either going to be zoned to Clear Creek ISD or you're going to be zoned to Dickinson ISD. So like for right here, you can see 96 Tuscan Lakes Boulevard. This is going to be on the east side of League City. But so we have here, this part above 96 is really pretty much all going to be Clear Creek ISD, and some of these neighborhoods down here with Tuscan Lakes is going to be zoned to Dickinson ISD. So just something to pay attention to if you are targeting specifically to live and your children to go to Clear Creek ISD. Just make sure that the neighborhood or the house that you're interested in viewing, or maybe wanting to make an offer on, is zoned to that specific school or school district. Well, hey, that's going to wrap up this video. I truly hope you found some sort of value in this video. I know I would if I did not know the way of the land or the major roads to navigate to get to certain places. And if you did find some sort of value in this video, hit the subscribe button down below and tap the bell icon so you can be the first to stay up to date with all things Houston, or the current market conditions here in the Houston region. My name is Andrew Lake. I'm with the Life in Houston Realty team. We get calls and text messages from people just like yourself, from people relocating here to the Houston region. So whether you are 9 days out or 9 months out, it does not matter. Feel free to give us a call. My team and I would be delighted, honored, and thrilled to help make your transition to Houston a smooth one. Signing off for now, until next time.